Welcome to my class of Enterprise Network Design, Unit 1, Network Fundamental Review, coming under BE Information Technology Semester 7 of University of Mumbai. I'm Dr. Kapil Nagvanshi. I welcome you all in this class. This unit describes the fundamental concepts that are related to network, and it includes these sections: Introduction to Networks, Protocol and the OSI Model, LANs and WANs, Network Devices, Introduction to TCP/IP suite, Routing, Addressing, Switching Type, Spanning Tree Protocol, Virtual LANs, comprehensive examples, and we summarize at the end of this unit. In this particular lecture, I am going to explain Introduction to Network and Protocols and OSI Models. What is network? Network, this can be interconnection of anything, or whatever we want to communicate with some other person using some link. These are coming under network. Example of network include people network with one another. Here you can see people network with one another. One people have different network, and other people have some other network. Okay, although two or three friends are common. Telephones are networked in public telephone system. How telephones are networked in public telephone network? If you want to call to a particular person in this country or some other country or this place or some other place, you can use the telephonic network through which you can communicate with other person. Data network connect different computer. This is the example of data network which connects two or more different computers. Network make it possible for people or device to communicate with each other. This is very important thing. Now let us discuss data network and internetwork. What is data network? Data network allows computers to exchange data, and the simplest kind of data network is connection of two PC through a cable. While in case of network, it includes a large variety of computers and devices. The public internet is the most common example. It is a single network that connects millions of computers. Internetworking also refers to the industry and products that are involved in the design, implementation, and administration of internetwork. Like IEEE is one of the body which provides a standard for how. Now come to protocols and OSI model. So this section describes the OSI model and protocols used in internetworking. OSI model was developed by ISO, and let us discuss. As an introduction, suppose you are in Mumbai and you want to send an email to your friend in San Francisco. Successfully sending and receiving email involves doing many things, which includes you must type the message in your email application. You must address message in your email application like whomsoever john at the rate gmail.com and so on. You must click the send button in email application to start sending the message. You must use correct type of connection and wires to connect your PC to your local network. Okay, like if you are using Geo or some other network, you need to connect it. Without connecting to internet, you won't be able to send your email. Your PC must put the data on wire. Now PC is sending data through your network interface card. Your PC must able to connect to the internet, and you must provide the necessary login information. Without like some login information is required to sign in into Wi-Fi. Network devices must find the best path through the internet so that the email is received by the right person in San Francisco. So now in coming section we will introduce the OSI model that describe all these communication functionalities and their relationship with. So this is a 7 layer model. It is not a working model, but the ISO has defined that these are the layer based on their abstraction. Abstraction means how Physical layer is different from data link layer and network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation and application layer. Here you can see from layer 1 to layer 4 is known as lower layer, and these are the upper layer because the control is in hand of user and user can see what is going on. Okay, but in lower layer we won't be able to see, and that's why these are the lower layer. The ISO or ISO standard committee created a list of network functions required for sending data such as an email and divided them into 7 categories or 7 layers. This model is known as OSI 7-layer model, and this was introduced in 1984. And a very interesting thing, up till now you have heard about these 7 layer, but you might also have heard people talk about OSI layers 8 and 9. Although they are not official, layer 8 is commonly known as political layer. Like you can see the censorship in our country and some other country like China. And layer 9 is the religious layer. These layers are used in social media, like a person based on their ethnicity, the message will be replicated to that particular person. But these both layers are not visible to us, or it is not shown in this OSI model. These lightheartedly represent all the other issue you might encounter in an IT project. Okay, like TikTok ban is example of political layer, religious layer. So you cannot post the hated post and some other kind. The OSI model represents everything that must happen to send data. Important thing to remember is that the OSI model does not specify how these things are to be done. Just what need to be done. Different protocols can implement these functions differently. For example, the Open Standard Internet Protocol and the novel Internetwork Packet Exchange Protocol are different implementation of network layer. SPX, IPX, so many different protocols. Xerox also implemented different protocol in early days. Nowadays, TCP/IP is very vast to use. Means a very globally used protocol. Uh, Now come to protocol. What is protocol? So these are the set of rules. Uh, the OSI model provides a framework for the communication protocol used between computers. Just we need rules of road. For example, if you want to know, if you want to go on road, so there are rules. Red light means stop and green light means go. Computers also need to agree on set of rules to successfully communicate. Two computers must use the same protocol to communicate, and computers that try to use different protocol would be analogous to speaking in Italian to someone and who understand only English. It would not work. Means I am speaking in different language and some other person knows different language, so it is not working. Okay, uh, you must be in the same protocol. The protocol layers must be same. You cannot transfer your message from IPX protocol to IP protocol. IPX is different protocol, it is very traditional protocol, and IP version 6 or IP version 4 is a different protocol. For example, LAN and WAN protocols at the lower two OSI layer specify how communication is accomplished across various media types like optical fiber, copper cables, and microwave. These are the communication media. So how it is operated across network. Routing protocol at layer 3 specifies data format and how it is carried throughout the network, and routing protocol, some of which also operate at layer 3, specify how routers communicate with one another to indicate the best path through the network. The most widely used network protocol suite today is TCP/IP suite, named after two of the protocols within the suite: Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. This network protocol suite is used in many places, including the backbone of Internet within organizations' network. Novell's network, Apple Corporation's Apple Talk, and IBM System Network Architecture are other examples of network protocol suite. The OSI layer, it is means we are going to explain OSI layer in detail in. One more important thing, what are the key points? Many protocol suite defines various protocols that corresponds to the function defined in 7 OSI layers. It is not necessary all the 7 layers are present in particular protocol stack, including routed protocol, a selection of routing protocol, application, and so forth. Protocol suite are also known as protocol stack. The OSI protocol suite is yet another suite. Although the OSI protocol suite uses the same names for its 7 layer as the OSI 7 layer model does, the two OSI items are different. One is a protocol suite and the other is the model that is used as a point of reference for all of the protocol suite. Therefore, OSI 7 layer model is known as OSI reference model. These are the 7 layer, and how you communicate using these 7 layers is shown here. Suppose a person is in Toronto and he want to send message to San Francisco friend. So what will be the procedure? How it is going on? This is shown here. Application layer. Very simple example. If you want to write your email, you just need to open Outlook Express or some other email client. It is not necessary that Outlook Express you need to use. You can use Gmail also, but I am considering, because I am using application layer, so much better example is Outlook Express you are using with full configuration. Then whatever you want to write inside that message, you want to hide something, you want to, means if you want to encrypt it is okay. So like HTML message, there are tags. It is shown in application layer, it is normal text like whatever you are able to see in this screen. So this is a simple message and it is presented in different encryptions and also HTML coding. Session layer, here I am not using session layer. Session layer, example of session layer is if you are going to conduct a seminar or conduct a meeting through Google Meet application, then you need to establish a session and you need to create session between two parties or more than two parties. Transport layer encapsulates the data, how applications are separated using different port number. So this example is included in email and the segment information is also there. Network, there are now segment is divided into packet. So it includes the original email, then segment info, then packet info. So this email is encapsulated using segment info and packet info. In data link layer, the information is divided into frames. So frame information, packet information, segment information along with email. And finally in physical layer, it is just raw bit format. Okay. And similarly, how you have sent is received by physical layer. Then data link layer is convert this raw bit stream into frame. This frame is converted into packets. Then packet is converted into segment. And finally, we decapsulate this segment depend depending on whether we are using session or not. Because we are not using session, so this layer bypasses from here. Now come to presentation. Based on presentation, it will automatically open the mail in application. Here you are sending the mail in SMTP and this is received in POP3. SMTP is the protocol for sending email. Okay, and here you are using it in POP3. POP3 is Post Office Protocol version 3. Now discuss each of the layer. one by one. The basic lowest layer is physical layer. It is responsible for uh, uh, sending or receiving bits across the network, okay, regardless of anything. So the unit of this layer is bit. Address sends the data to its immediate node, and next node, next node, next node. Likewise, it moves to other place from Toronto to physical. So many hops are there. In data link layer, it is also like same, and the network layer is the layer shows source to destination of the packet. Logical network address, it is opposed to physical MAC address, are specified at layer 3. Layer 3 protocol includes a routed and routing protocol, how to route the packets. The routing protocol determines the best path that should be used to forward the routed data through the internetwork to its destination. The network layer sends datagram or packet. Different routed protocols have different type of datagram. So this is the scene in network layer. Here in physical layer, node to node delivery is there. Data link layer also node to node delivery, but in network layer, source to destination delivery is ensured. This source address and destination address, 32-bit address IP address and 32-bit destination IP address. These two addresses are dot separated, like 192.168.1.1. Some rules and regulations for classifying the addresses are also there. So these addresses are very very simple, and we can understand what is written here. But unlike MAC address is 48-bit long, it is 32-bit long, so we can use it. And because the word is expanding its networks very in very high speed, so we need these addresses are very less as compared to number of devices nowadays. So the concept of IP version 6 is also introduced, and the addressing length in IP version 6 is 128-bit. Okay, so this is not a scope in scope under coming under the scope of this lecture. What is datagram? So datagram, this is like frame, this is datagram. Here source address and destination addresses are given. Okay, now come to transport layer. So in physical layer and these two layer, we use MAC address. Okay, node to node delivery. Here we use IP address or logical address for source to destination delivery. But in case of transport layer, we use port address. Port address for message to message or process to process delivery. Process to process or message to message. What is the meaning of this? You are sending mail from one program and you are receiving mail from another program, and to identify this the port number is given. Suppose port number 25 is sending mail. I'm not sure which port is sending, but suppose, and port number 26 is receiving. In if you are configuring Gmail, there is given how to configure through port. From port number 0 to 1023, all these port numbers are reserved ports, means for a dedicated purpose. Like port number 80 is very common. Port number 80 is used for hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, so the transport layer is connected with end-to-end connection. This is also end-to-end connection between the source and destination. The transport layer provides network services to the upper layer. These are the upper layer which is visible to user, and these are invisible to user. Connection oriented reliable transport establishment to a logical connection and uses sequence number to ensure that all data is received at the destination. Connectionless best effort transport just sends the data and relies on upper layer error detection mechanism. Here also error detection mechanism is present to report and correct problem. Reliable transport has more overhead than the best effort. So this is the transport layer. It shows a segment. Here the unit of data is segment or message. Best effort delivery means that the protocol will not check to see whether the data was delivered undamaged. A higher level protocol or the end user must confirm that the data was delivered correctly. Upper layers through 5 through 7. From the lower layer perspective, three upper layer represent the data that must be transmitted from source to destination. The network uh, typically neither knows nor cares about the content of these layers. So these are the lower layer. Here you can see the units, bits, frame, packets, and segment. Layer 5, this is session layer. Nowadays it is very means everybody is using this layer establishing to establish a session. It is responsible for establishing, maintaining, and terminate communication session between application running on different hosts. A remote login is also one of the example of session layer. Presentation layer specifies the format, data structure, coding, compression, and other ways representing data to ensure that information sent from one host application layer can be read by the destination host. And finally, the application layer, layer 7, is the closest to the end user. It interacts directly with software application that need to communicate over the network. So this layer is very familiar to us, and whenever we are using Outlook Express, we need not to go for lower level details, and we can simply write the mail and type the email address like kapil@ieee.org and sending some other person, and it will automatically send. We need not to worry about what is going on, how presentation is going on, and how it is transported or routed, or what is the how it is divided into frames, and what is the raw bit. Regardless of anything, the end user can understand. So this process from here to physical layer, from upper layer to lower level, is known as encapsulation, while from lower layer to upper layer is known as decapsulation. We finishes this OSI layer. Now summarize, the OSI application layer is not the application itself, rather the OSI application layer provides communication services to the application. For example, if you want to send email, if you use um, two OSI application layer protocol, you need to use Simple Mail Transfer Protocol to send the mail, and Post Office Protocol version 3 to receive the mail. With this, we finish our OSI layer, and thank